Hey, I've got a homestead hack for you. I've got a safe product to use around livestock, beneficial wildlife, pets, and children to kill rodents. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I'm gonna share with you guys a homestead hack that I came up with, and that is baking soda. Yeah, and you need an attractant. Baking soda is the killer. An attractant. I use Jiffy cornbread mix. You can use any mix. Sweet. Rodents love sweet. You can use a variety. There's a whole variety of them out there. If one doesn't work for you, try another one. But think about what rodents are getting into your house, getting into your cupboards, getting into your pantry. Think about what they're eating, what they're digging into, what containers they're chewing through, whether it's a box or a bag. That's what inspired me to make this show. I was overrun by rodents because I live in the wilderness. And I have livestock. I have livestock feed, and sometimes the feed spills and it attracts the rodents. I have mice, rats, squirrels. I don't bother the possums or the skunks because I could use those to my benefit, and that's a whole nother video. But raccoons don't work on it. Other mammals don't work, mainly rodents. So what happens is when I add 50% baking soda and 50% Jiffy cornbread mix or cake mix or cookie mix. I set it out in a lid, and I keep it fresh stocked in the crawl spaces of my house. I have an easy access port right here that I show you right here. This is fun. Easy access port that I can just put it in there, and there's evidence of a rodent getting in there, but I don't have rodents in my house because this takes care of them before they actually gain entry. I also keep them around the farm, at the barn, in under the sheds and stuff, because that's where rodents like to go. What the baking soda does is when the rodent eats it, it mixes with the baking soda, since it's a base, it mixes with their stomach acid and it causes bubbling. And the bubbles will cause their little digestive system and stomach to break open, burst. Unfortunately, that's what I found. I've tried this on rats, a squirrel. I had a squirrel getting in and eating all my eggs, my chicken eggs, my duck eggs, my turkey eggs. Horrible creature. Then when I had some babies hatch, the squirrel, yes, a squirrel, even ate the babies. So I had to take matters into my own hands. Now, when it comes to rodent control, as a farmer, you're mandated by law to mitigate rodent population on your farm and around your animals. Even in your home, there is certain, they're called a vector. There's certain things you need to take care of, and you need to control these things. Now, a quick overview of the law that deals with these in most states, not all states. Some of them are different. But as far as our jurisdiction, governed by the feds, the state, and the county, we cannot live trap a vector, which is a disease carrying creature. We cannot live trap it and relocate it elsewhere. We will get fined, we'll get in so much trouble. So they mandate that you have to dispatch it. So if you live trap it, you must dispatch it, because some of these rodents came over aboard ships, cargo ships from another country. They got into our soil and they became so prolific, they are now a pest and a problem. They spread diseases like, for instance, rodents will spread the hantavirus, and that's killed several people who have come in contact with those things. So that's just a brief overview of what you need to be aware of when you're controlling rodents. So I found a safe, effective rodenticide is baking soda. And please use fresh baking soda. I understand after a period of time it ages and it loses a lot of its effectiveness. And then any kind of attractant, cake mix, cookie mix. I use Jiffy cornbread mix because it's handy and it's inexpensive. And I'm a frugal farmer, so I have to really watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to mix up a bottle right here. I use this stuff a lot. So I'm going to mix it up in this jar. I also bought one of these lids at my local store. I love these lids. Ball lids. Yeah. Get those if you guys have them. So I'm going to go ahead and mix the entire carton in this jar. We'll do about half. And half. And half. And half. There you go, nice and layered. And then I'm just going to shake it up and get it all mixed in. Yeah. And so the baking soda, cake mix, cookie mix, whatever you're going to use, it'll attract the rodent to eat it. And the baking soda will go in and, see, there you go. There's it all mixed up. So the baking soda will cause them to burst inside. No, you're not going to have a rodent burst its guts all over your kitchen. It ain't going to happen. It's all internal. And for those who, see, that's about all you need. Just that much. So I'll put this aside and save it for another bait station. And I'll set this. I'll replace the one I have in the crawl space of my house to make fresh stuff. So it also works on chipmunks. Yeah. So mice, a good rodenticide. Mice, rats, squirrels, chipmunks, very destructive creatures. They chew through wiring of cars. They chew through. They can chew through the wiring of your house. There have been a couple of instances where homes burnt down as a result of rodents chewing through the wiring. They do carry diseases. You need to get rid of them. You need to kill them. And do they suffer? I get that question a lot. Do they suffer when they eat this? I I have trapped them and fed them this, and I personally did not notice any suffering of the creature. What happens is they usually return to their nest. They curl up in their nest where it's safe, and they die. So when I trapped a rat and a squirrel, I watched them, and they didn't appear to be in distress. They just curled up and then just later died. And I don't know what the inner mechanisms is what's happening, which causes actually their death. But the baking soda is the thing to control them. I don't have the problem I used to on my farm anymore. My animals are safe from rodents. I've managed to harvest a bunch of eggs this year. Turkey eggs, duck eggs. I just had a baby duck hatch. Yeah, I'm naming that one Puddles. So we also had a bunch of goslings hatch. I have a bunch of goslings. I have 10 goslings that hatch. So since I started using this stuff on my farm, I was able to actually allow my livestock to have babies. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. A cheap rodenticide that you could use on your home, farm, ranch, whatever. And it will be safe for your livestock, your pets, your children, beneficial wildlife, so long as it's in small quantities like this. Now, if a greedy dog gets in and eats a great big box of baking soda, yeah, that's going to harm them. And what's nice is when the rodent dies, if they die out on the ground somewhere, a crow or a hawk or an owl, a beneficial wildlife, will come along and eat it, a fox. It won't harm them. That's unlike some of the other poisons that are out on the market. So, yeah, check this out. Try it. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, or a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon. That'll alert you to new videos as I upload them. Hey, check out my other videos I have on pest control. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. And they're all safe, inexpensive, and they work. I use them. Be safe. We'll see you guys in my next adventure. Bye-bye now.